So basically, yesterday we have covered the theoretical part of Selenium, and we got to know like how we can install or configure Selenium jar files with our
Sorry
project.
to interrupt, sir. I can't see your screen.
Others, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Madhu, can you please rejoin again?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have configured this part in one of the project that we have created. Now today we will start with the first script. A small script I will write just to let you know like what are the initial things that you have to do every time whenever you write any automation script. Okay, so the first script, simple. I will open a website, any application, uh, and I will maximize that. This two thing I will do in a Chrome browser. So one general concept till the time it loads. Let me explain that. So whenever for there is a WebDriver concept in Selenium. Selenium WebDriver. So yesterday we have seen WebDriver is nothing but one of the component of Selenium. But in programming part, when you comes into the programming part, so that WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver, has been implemented as an interface. That Selenium WebDriver is nothing but an interface when you comes in the programming part. This is a general interface. Under this interface, there are so many subclasses. For Chrome, there is Chrome driver. For Firefox, there is Firefox driver. For Edge, there is Edge driver. For Internet Explorer, there is IE driver. So in the same way, for each and every browser, there is a respective driver has been created. And all these classes are the subclass of, or you can say all these classes implements one interface, which is known as the web driver. This is the parent interface of all the subclasses for each and every browser. Okay, so if you have to run your automation script in in Chrome browser, then you have to use this class. If you want to write your automation script in Firefox, or if you want to run in Firefox, then you have to use this class. So similarly, for each and every class, sorry, For each and every browser, there is a separate class has been created. All the classes, all the classes follows this WebDriver interface. Now again, this WebDriver interface has some abstract inbuilt methods which are implemented in all these classes. Okay, all the classes, same method has been implemented in all the classes that are abstract in this WebDriver interface. Our job is just to call the method and use it. Depends on which kind of parameter it accepts. So in Selenium, for everything, for in order to perform every task, there is a command. You can call it as a method also. Some some method accepts parameters, some doesn't accept any parameter. So it totally depends on the use. Okay, so the same thing we are going to do here. If anyone has any confusion here, they can ask. Okay. Then let's move on. So the first automation script that we will write in a Chrome browser. So in order to use Chrome browser, we will use Chrome driver. So what we have to do, if we want to open a Chrome browser, then like you have a class called Chrome driver. So for this class, you have to create an object. And here, if you hover over, then it will ask you to import the package. So all the Selenium related topics are available in this package org.openqa.selenium. This one you have to import. Once you import it, error has gone. Now you have created an object of Chrome driver, which will now this line will open a Chrome browser. Okay. Once this Chrome browser has opened, you need a reference variable which can refer to the browser. So that reference variable you will create with the help of WebDriver. Now this WebDriver also you have to import. Done. WebDriver is imported. Now this driver is currently referring to the browser that is opened by this class. We can also create a reference variable of Chrome driver. This is also fine. But if you remember in the interface class, I told you there is a concept called upcasting, creating an object of a class but assigning that object to the parent interface. So the same concept I am doing here. I am creating an object of a class and assigning that object to the parent interface. This is based on upcasting concept in core Java. Okay. After this, now this driver reference variable has a reference to the Chrome browser that is opened by this object. Now all the activity if you want to perform any activity if you want to perform on the Chrome browser, that you can do with the help of this this driver reference variable. So you will write driver dot Now we are going to use the first command of Selenium, that is get. What is the why we use get method? Get method is basically used to open any URL in Selenium. In Selenium, if you want to open any URL, you can do this with the help of this is a demo website which where there are so many different web elements are available. So as of now, I will open this URL. So if you want to open this URL, just copy and paste it over. Okay. So this line will open a Chrome browser, and this line will open a URL in that Chrome browser. As of now, we have written this thing. Now let's run this. Now there is a concept. So uh, first of all, I will run this and let's see what is happening. Now if you see, you are receiving an exception. The first exception in Selenium class, java.lang.illegal state exception. The path to the driver executable must be set by the webdriver.chrome.driver system property. This is the first exception in Selenium. It is asking like the path of the driver executable is not set. It must be set by system property. And this is the property. This is the property for the Chrome driver, which we have to set with the use of system property. This is what we can understand if we read this statement. Why this exception is coming? A general example, a very generic example I'm giving. Suppose you have a car and you want to go somewhere. Then you need somebody who can drive the car. Or if you know like how to drive a car, then that is fine. At least you need somebody who know how to drive a car, right? So you actually need a driver in order to drive a car. So the same concept applies here also. Chrome driver, Chrome browser is not going to open automatically. Is not going to open the URL. Is not going to perform all the activity automatically. You need someone. You need something which can open the Chrome driver, which can open the Chrome browser or any browser and confirm and perform any activity on the Chrome browser or any kind of browser. So in Selenium, for every browser, as I said, there is a class available. Similarly, in order to perform any activity, any automation activity in the browser, for every browser, there is a driver. For Chrome browser, there is a driver. For Firefox browser, there is a driver. For Edge browser, there is a driver. So for each and every browser, if you want to open any browser, you have to first of all open the class. You have to create an object. This will open the browser, right? But again, this is a car. Who will open the browser? Who will drive the car? So that driver. So just before this, you have to specify who is the driver who is going to perform this activity and this activity. Like who is going to open this Chrome browser and who is going to launch this URL in that Chrome browser. All the activity that you want to perform, that you will write here, who will perform that? So if you want to perform these activities in Chrome browser, for that you have to first of all download a driver for the Chrome browser. So for Chrome browser, there is a Chrome driver. This you have to download. Just write this. This is the website which you have to open, and you have to check your browser version. Click here, go to help about Google Chrome. Your my browser version is 106. So now from here, I have to download this one. Click on this. This Windows 32. My system is Windows. So Windows 32. Only one option is available for Windows. This zip file you have to download. Okay. So let's download this. Once it is downloaded, you have to extract this. Okay. Once it is done, then open this folder. You will see a Chrome driver here. Right click on this Chrome driver, open the properties, go to the security section and copy this location. After that, come to your Eclipse. Now you have to specify this location, this Chrome driver location. Like in your program, you have to specify where is the Chrome driver available that is going to perform all this activity. So you just need to specify the location. So how you will specify the location? So for that, you have to write this command system dot get property. Not get property, system dot set property. Okay. Here in the first parameter, you have to write this one, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver that you got in this exception error. So here you will write web driver dot from dot driver, and in the second parameter you have to specify the location. Done. System dot set property, under this is the first parameter of Chrome driver that you have to pass, and in the second parameter the location of the Chrome driver that you have downloaded, that we have to specify. Once this is done, now let's run this and see now it is working or not. So always remember, if you do not specify the respective driver, whether it is Firefox, whether it is Chrome, whether it is Edge, anyone, you will receive an exception called illegal state exception. That is the reason. The reason behind it, you haven't specified the location of the driver in your program. So now you will see a Chrome driver was started successfully. This message is coming. If this is launching, that means your program is working fine. Now see, the browser has opened automatically and this URL is loading. This is what as of now we have written. So this two activity has been performed. By whom? By the driver. So for every browser, there is a driver. That driver location, first of all, you have to specify. Then that driver will perform all the activity, like opening the Chrome browser, loading a URL. This driver location is responsible. Once you specify this driver location, and once you create this object, and then this reference variable is currently referring to the object of Chrome browser. So that driver that you have specified here, that takes the control from the second line, and one by one it performs all the command that you have written in your automation script. So this is how it works. After that, I want, this is just open in a minimize mode. I want to maximize this. How we can do this? For there is a driver dot manage dot window driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. This is a command, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. It is used to maximize any browser. So let's close this and let's run this again. Everyone is understanding, right? There is no confusion. If you have, then you can ask, because this is the starting. So don't, if you have
Um,
anything to discuss, you can ask.
I have one question here.
Yes.
So yeah, I have two questions basically. Like, see, basically, system is it a class or what exactly is that? And how set
Ah,
property set like method is calling
right.
from system like without any object, and even this driver dot manage dot window. So basically, manage is method which is calling from the driver class that I understand. But how about this window driver dot manage dot window? It's a sub method of manage, or what exactly the concept? If you
Hmm.
can follow it with Java.
Yes. So the first question, system. System is yes. System is a class. System class is basically used. Let me first open this. And yeah, so it worked, right? It has maximized automatically. So this is working. Now the question, system is a class. System class is basically used to specify any property, any environment variables that you want to specify in your program. If you read the definition also, then you can understand. System class contains several useful class fields and methods. It cannot be instantiated, right? That is why I haven't created any object. Among the facilities provided by the system class are standard input, standard output. There are so many things. This is important. Access to externally defined properties and environment variables. This is a driver which is available in our local system, right? If you want to specify any, and this driver is nothing but an exe file. This is nothing but an application. If you want to specify any application path which is available, and that application is available in your local system. So if you want to specify that location, for that you have to call this method under system. There is a method called system set property, right? It accepts two parameter, as you can see, one key and one value. Key is the property. First of all, the property name, that means the application name you have to specify over here. So without this, when I run, so I already got in the exception what is the property name of this application. So that I have specified here. And in the second parameter, it is asking the location of that application, that whose location you want to specify here. So that I have provided. So system is a class and set property is a static method. That is why we are able to call this without any object. Directly with the help of class, we are able to call this.
Okay, static class is it? System is static class.
Yes, set property is a static method.
No,
Now
no. I
driver
think
dot, yeah.
system is a static class, so that's why we are calling the method, right?
No, if any method is static, then only you can call it with the help of class. This is the concept of a static method. System can be a static class, but if you want to call a method directly without any object, so for that you have to define the method as static.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now this one, this window method is defined under this method, and this maximize method is defined under this method. So this is a sub method of this one, and this is a sub method of this one. That is why if you want to call window, first of all you have to call manage window, and in window which kind of activity you want to perform. So there are so many activities. Among that there is maximize. So if you want to call maximize, then you can call it from, first of all you have to call this one. Under that there is a maximize method defined. So then you have to call this maximize. If you want to call any sub method, if you see, it is available in window. So if you want to call any sub method, before that you have to call the main method. Then under the method, if something is defined, then only you can call it.
No, but in Java we can't call method like a method inside a method. But how Selenium is behaving like that?
Let me see if I have. Uh,
We can try in Java also, like so.
yeah,
Method
I
inside.
have that I can show you. I need to find that URL. That, Means there all the packages, all the everything are available. Right? Like this is kind of an official website of Selenium. Right now I do not have, but let me check if I can get it.
No, basically, if you principal want to dig, no, you can dig in this way. Also, I just want to get the knowledge on that. Uh,
No, no, that I'm understanding. Like that, you can understand if I open that page. So there, everything is defined. Like you can see where is window, where is maximize, where is manage, how it is getting called. So all the hierarchy is created over there. So from there, you can easily understand. If I explain again, there will be confusion. So that is why I wanted to open that website.
okay, okay, yeah, no issues. Yeah.
Uh, okay, I will check it. I have to check like where I have kept it. Tomorrow I will open that and then I will show you, right? Uh,
Yeah, okay, but before tomorrow, if it could helpful, like if you open and show how that method inside a method is calling up. Yeah.
but if I right now try to find it, will consume the time. Right?
Tomorrow there is no class, no next week only. Then in that
Oh,
case,
oh, right, right. Tomorrow there is no class. Correct.
if we open now, is it will be helpful for basically.
Now see, this is a message for maximize. This is basically available under this window. Under this window, not only one method. If you want to get a size, if you want to set any size, if you want to get position, set position, if you want to maximize, if you want to minimize, full screen, all the methods are created under this single WebDriver window. Now the WebDriver driver manage dot window. Under this window, you have maximize. So we have to see the manage. Where is manage? Mm,
No, window is a class, is it?
Yes, window is a class.
Where they mention window is a class?
This is like org
One package.
interface WebDriver. This WebDriver dot window. This window comes under this class. If you see,
Okay, okay, okay.
this is selected under a class. Okay. I don't know where is manage. So if I will provide this URL, if you want to explore, you can explore from here. Like under every class, what are the different methods and how it is. All the details you can see here, how it is implemented. And manage, I don't
Yeah.
know. To search.
So my question is simple, like manage. See, if, manage is a class, or see, window is a class. Now we understood. So okay, manage is a method, or manage is a class.
That is why I want to open that one. Management. WebDriver option, Windows, I can see these factory platforms. These are the exceptions, like all the different types of exception that you expect in Selenium. You can get all that list over here. Where is manage? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. I go
No
under
problem, Sunny. Like
WebDriver.
even next class also you can explain like after
That is
introducing.
why I said like
No
here
issues.
directly. If I explain, then it will take some time.
Yeah, but kindly remember this and please kindly.
I will do this.
Yeah.
So there is get URL, get title, find methods, source, get window handle, system navigate, manage. So there is a manage under WebDriver. This manage, this is actually implemented in this form. If you see here, this manage concept is implemented as a method. So that is why I have written driver.manage in this format. This is an option. Under this option, there are some. Now see, under this, there is a window. Let me go back. This manage as implemented as an option interface, get the option interface, and it also, once you call this method, it returns an option interface. So what is option? So now if you come under this option, there are so many methods have been created. One of them is window. So that is why I write in, means you, if you see the structure, driver dot manage, that option has been implemented as an method. Under that, there is a method called window. And under this, I already show you, like there is a method called maximize. So basically, if you want to access anything that comes under window, any method, you have to first of all call this method. Then under this method and this window, it returns again an interface for managing the current window. So what it is basically doing, it is basically returning you an interface, right? Right now, it will be a little bit confusing. This window, when you are calling, if you see the return type, WebDriver.window, this is an interface. What is there in this? If you come under this, there is a method called maximize. So let me go back again to the first point. Method manage. When you call this method, so what happens? It returns you an option interface. This is an interface. Its return type is an option interface, and that option interface is this one. This option interface is a sub interface under this WebDriver interface. This is your parent interface, as I said, starting in the class. Under this, there is a sub interface called options. So if you call this manage, so this interface is getting returned. Now, what are the details are available in this interface? If you click on this, now in this interface, there is a method called window that has a return type. Again it returns an interface called window. So what is basically happening when you are calling this method? It is returning you an interface, and in that interface again there are some different methods are implemented. So once you have called this manage, it is returning you option interface. Now if you go inside this, there is a method called window that you can call it from that interface. So that is why I have written, once you call this driver.manage, like it is returning you an interface called options. In that option there is a method called window which you can directly call. So that is why here it is getting called window. Now in this window is again what it is doing. If you click on this, it is again returning you an interface which is window. Now if you go inside this, there is a method called maximize. So when you are calling this window, it is returning you an interface called window. In that interface, there is a method called maximize, so that you are getting. So here, this method you are calling from an interface that is returned by this method, that is returned by this method. So this window is available in an window interface. This maximize is available in a, sorry, this window is available in option interface, and this is available in window interface. How this interface is coming? When you are calling this, then an option interface is returned. There we have a method called window which we are calling. When you are calling this, it is returning you a window interface. In that there is a method called maximize that you are calling. So right now if you see, it is like a method is calling a method, but it is not like that. You have to look into the return type. When you are calling manage, so what is the return type you are getting? So under that return type, there are methods. That return type is nothing but an interface. So from there that interface you are actually calling this next method and this next method, not directly from this method. So this is the logic.
Return type in the sense like, can we consider this WebDriver as a return type? Like that you're saying?
Return type is the return type of a method. Like a method can return something, right? So that return type here it is returning an interface.
Okay. So if it's returning interface, then we can call directly, is it?
Like if you get any interface reference, so in that interface, there are so many methods are created. You can create methods. So that method you can directly call it.
Okay. Okay.
So
As
if
it's like
anyone
it's
wants,
upcasting method, like interface. When you explain in the interface class, no? Like returning
abstract
an
method, all
interface.
the methods are abstract. One second. I will provide you this link after the class. Okay. So this is the logic of driver.manage.window.maximize. So this is the small script that we have written in Chrome browser. Now same thing you can do for Firefox. So Firefox, what you will do, I'm just telling you. If you want, all of you can note down. WebDriver here instead of Chrome, you will write Gecko, Gecko. If you want, you can note down webdriver.gecko.driver. And here you have to specify the Gecko driver location. So for Firefox, there is a Gecko driver. So here is just write download Gecko driver. Then this GitHub page you have to open, github.com, Mozilla Gecko driver. Just open this. From here, first of all, check your version, browser version. After that, this is the latest version since it is updated 2 days ago. From here, Linux, and Windows. This is the window version which you have to download. So always try to download the latest one. If you download this, again same process. Extract this zip file and then specify the location of the Gecko driver here. And here you have to create object of Firefox. Firefox driver.
Sunny, I have a question.
Mhm.
So, which driver we need in our system? Means it should be Firefox, or means Firefox
Like,
should be installed.
yes, if you want to run your Chrome script, your script in Firefox, so that Firefox browser should be installed in your system. If
It
the
is
Fire,
if I means in my system, if the Chrome is available, then
Mhm.
also I need the Gecko driver.
No,
That
uh,
is an option.
that is an option, correct? Like in
Okay,
your,
fine.
let's suppose you are working in a project and the project is telling you to run your script in Firefox. So you have to get Firefox only. You can't use
Oh,
Chrome. But as for
yeah, sure.
practice purpose, if you have Chrome, then you can go ahead with the Chrome. Same thing is
Yes.
every, like if you have learned about Chrome, same thing applicable for Firefox, Edge, and the other browsers.
Okay. Thank you.
So what are the things you have to do the changes? Here you have to write Gecko, specify the Gecko driver location, and here create the object of Firefox driver. That's it, and everything will work fine. Okay. Similarly for IE, here you have to write IE. Okay. Specify the IE driver location. Same thing. Just write download IE driver. You will get an option and you can download simply. Here you have to create the object of IE driver. You will write instead of from, you will write IE in capital. Is there or let me check. Is IE? No, this is not IE. I think Internet Explorer, everything you have to write. Yes. So you have to write Internet Explorer. That's it. So basically, you have to do changes into this two line. That's every time. It depends on the browser. From here, everything is same. Okay. So this is done. Now let's move on to the next part. So this is one of my blog only, which I have started writing very long back. So from here only, I will take the classes of Selenium. So the first thing is the locator. If I open any application, let's suppose this application is opened. Any application. In an application, what are the things you can see? Like if we take the example of this, we can see sign up, login, YouTube link, product, course, workspace, lead code. There is a heading, there are different sections. If expand again, there are so many different things. Right? There are some links. There are links you can see. There are sections you can see. There are some buttons you can see. Categories also you can see. Some headings also you can see. In the same way, there can be a text field where you can enter any value, right? So what are basically all these things? In Selenium, any link, any button, any drop down, any text field, any text value, any category, any section, all of these are known as a web element in Selenium. There is a general name of all of this, that is the web element. Drop down is also a web element, link is also a web element, button is also a web element. So everything is a web element. There is a specific name in Selenium. Okay. So let's suppose right now if I tell you to click on this edit link. Okay. So how you will click on this? How your automation script will know you have to click on this link only. So you have to specify this address. First of all, you have to tell your script this is the location of edit button on this page. You have to go there and you have to click. So how you will specify the location of any web element on any application? So for that, we have a topic in Selenium known as locators. Locators are basically used to locate any element on any application. So what are the different locators are available? So let's see the definition first. Locators are the property value pairs or attributes of web element in HTML document structure. They are used to identify web element on the web page. They give the exact location of the web element on the web page. We can say that the locators provide the address of the web element on the web page. So what is the property value pair? How you can get how we can open the HTML domain structure? So just right click, go to inspect. Now see doc type HTML tag. It has started from HTML tag. So this is your HTML structure of this page. Okay. In Chrome browser, how you can inspect any element, any web element? So just right click, open inspect, and here you will see this option. Click on this. One click and it will be highlighted in blue color. Drag it to the location and again click. So now see this line. In the HTML structure, this is the line which is locating this edit button, edit link. How I am saying this is a link on, on a web application? If this tag, the first thing on any line, the first thing that you see, this is known as tag, TAG. Any line if you see, section, app test suite, root, outlet, div, these are nothing but tag, TAG. So similarly, if we see the tag which starts from A, if any tag starts from A and there is a href code available, that is a link. This is the identification of a link. Okay, so this is edit is a link that we can get it from here. So in Chrome browser, this is the way to locate any element. Now if I click on this and let's suppose this, enter your full name. If I want to locate this one, So now see, this is the line which is locating that. Now input is your tag. And in here we have, in the definition we have written, locators are the property value pairs. So what is property and what is value? ID. Just after the tag, you can see some details in a pair format. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this ID is the property, and this under double quote is a value. So this is property value pair. Collectively, it is known as attribute. Input is your tag name, ID is your property, full name is your value. These two collectively known as attribute. Similarly, type is a property, text is a value, placeholder is a property, this is your value. Class is a property, this is the value. So here in this line, tag name is input and ID, type, placeholder and class are attributes. Sorry, properties. So this is the meaning of property value pair or attributes. We basically use this property value pair to locate that element. This property value pair is important. Whenever we locate any element, we try to look the property value which are meaningful or which are unique. If we see here, if we go ahead with this core attribute, from here we can see this ID which has a full name. This is correctly locating, or it is giving some meaningful name to this field. Placeholder also enter first name and last name. This is also giving a meaningful description about this field. So either ID or either placeholder we can use. Type is a text. This cannot be used because if you locate any other text value, so there also you will see type is a text. So you have to identify a property which is unique only for that particular web element. It is not common to other web element. The unique one you have to identify. So for that, there are some locators, inbuilt locators are created. All these locators are methods. All these locators, ID, name, class name, partial link text, not XPath, CSS type, CSS, ignore these two part, till tag name. All are inbuilt methods in Selenium. And all these inbuilt methods are under a class called by. Let me see if I can get it. All classes. Package. So there is a by class. This is a class, and see, all these are methods. Let's suppose we click on this. This is a constructor. Okay, 1 second. Let me check it. Okay, so here if you see, by is a class and ID is a by dot ID. Let me 1 second. These are constructor. Okay, fine. By dot ID. This is the method ID. This is by class name, by CSS selector. This is constructor, but we are looking for only ID. So here is the methods: class name, CSS selector, equals, find elements, hash code, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name, XPath. So if you see the tag locators ID, name, class name, partial link text, XPath, CSS, tag name, all are methods. These are all methods under a class called by in Selenium. In Selenium, there is a by class. In that, there are some inbuilt methods. All these are, if you see, this is static, ID is also static, link text is also static, my name is also static. So all are static that you can directly use with the help of a class. So if you want to use this locator ID, you will write by.id. If you want to use this locator link text, you will write by.link text. So all these are methods. Okay. So
So,
different. Yes.
here they have mentioned by static for the by class, not method.
No,
Uh,
this is the modifier details. Modifier, this is under methods, and this is the modifier details. Modifier and type.
okay.
So for every locator, there is a method created. So these locators are also available on the page, on this, on here. See this ID. So you know there is a locator in Selenium which is ID that we can use to locate any element. So you first of all open the application, and let's suppose you want to locate this one. So this is the line. Here you will try to find any ID or any class, any name, any partial link text, anything from here, from these options are available here or not. So we have ID. So you can use this. How you will use this? From this ID, you will copy this value. Now, just after this line, you will write driver dot find element. What is find element? Find element is a method that is used to find any web element. Now, this find element accepts a parameter. This is the find element. It finds the first web element using the given method. This is a method that comes under this class. Find element and see the parameter. It accepts by class parameter. So find element is a method that is used to locate any element on the page with the help of locator. You will call the find element. Here you have to specify the locator. And with the combination of locator and find element, you can find any element on the page. So currently in our case, our locator is ID. So we are going to use ID. How we will use it? We will call this value, we will copy this value. Here we will write driver.find element. Under this, we will write by and we will call the ID method. And under this, in double quote, you will provide the value. driver dot find element. Under this, which ID, which locator you want to use ID. So by dot that method you will call, and you will specify the value. Now this have, once you run this, this line will identify, will open this application and will try to find any ID which has a value full name. So it will find this text field as a has a ID value full name. So it will locate this element. And now if you go back here, this is returning you a something which is web element. Click on this. Web element is an interface. Okay. This web element is an interface. That means whenever you are calling a method called find element, it is returning you a web element interface. So as a, if you want to manage the return type, you can manage it. Create a reference variable of this interface. This is one way you can locate and you can assign. One second. Okay. So just locate and then it has a return type. So manage the return type. Create a web element reference variable. Web element is a interface. This is one way that we do when it is required. Like sometimes you need to create a reference variable, sometimes you don't need to create any reference variable. So if you need this reference variable to perform actions on this element further, then we generally create it. Or if we do not, if we are going to use this only for a one time, let's suppose here we just want to enter a username field. So what you can do, you can either create a reference variable, and from now you can call this web element, sorry, element dot there. If you want to enter any text value in a text field, there is a command called send keys. This is a one way. Locating the element, assigning to a web element reference variable, and by using that reference variable, you can enter the value. This is one way. Second way, directly doing this thing. You have identified here and directly here call send keys and pass the value. Directly, this two thing you can do in a single line, or you can do it in a, first you can assign to a web element reference variable, and then using that reference variable you can enter any value. For entering any value, you have to use command called send keys. Both the approach we have to know.
So
Like
equipment
if
is
you
a
are
interface, is it?
web element is an interface.
Okay.
Okay. Both approach we have to aware of, because if you are identify any element and only one time activity you are doing, so directly you can do it in a single line. But you are identifying a web element and multiple activity you want to perform on that, so better to store in a web element reference variable, and then by using this you can perform multiple activity. For single activity, directly perform the actions over here. For multiple activity, create a reference variable and then perform the all the multiple activity. So both approach we should be aware of. So as of now, we do not need this. So I'm commenting out. We are only going to perform one activity, that is entering a value. Okay. And now this This URL is different, so that we have to change. Okay, so it has maximized and it is entering a value. Now let's run this. So you have understood now how we use locator. What is find element? Find element is to find any web element on the page. How it accepts a parameter, that is the locator parameter. In the on the web page, you any of the locator you have to use. That locator is available in a property value pair format. That pair format you have to use to locate any web element. Okay, so this is the way of locating any element. So Chrome driver is started. Now see, after coming here, it is taking some time to load, and after that, it has entered the value. Right. So this is so our code, whatever we have written so far, it is working fine. Okay. Now the next attribute ID we have seen. If we have ID, then we should go ahead with the ID because ID generally uniquely identifies the web element. Now apart from ID, we have class name. We have name. We have class name. We have link text. Link text is basically used to locate any link. Let's suppose on this page we have a link called caustic strategy. So if we locate this first of all, then see it is starting from A and it has a href code, that is a link. Okay, so how we use partial link text? So again, you have to write driver dot find element by dot link text. It needs a link text value. So what is the link text value here? This is the link text value. Caustic Chatterjee. Just after href, you will get the link text value. Copy this and provide that text value here. Okay. Now, what will happen if I click on this? It will open a new tab, and there a LinkedIn page will open. So let's see if it is happening or not.
What it is returning the second line link text? What
Sorry.
action? No, what is action is happening on the second line?
It will just locate the link text. Okay, yes, correct. We have just located, but we haven't performed any action. So I just want to click on that link. So I will call the command called click. So it is not able to identify the link. No such element exception, unable to locate this thing. With this value, it is not able to locate the link. So if you have tried to locate any, one second, any web element, and the locator that you have used, if it is not able to locate, then for that you will receive a no such element exception. So it is simply unable to locate with this value. What I can understand, there is a space just before Cossack and after Cossack, after Chatterjee. That is the reason it is unable to locate. So if with normal locator, if you are unable to locate, then there is an advanced concept called XPath that we have to use. But XPath has a it's a very big topic. Like it will take 1 hour to complete. So that I will explain in tomorrow's class. Sorry, in next week, Saturday. As of now, we will only focus on the locators. So the first stage that we have seen here. With the help of link test, we are not able to locate this. And apart from locator, there is no ID, there is no class name, and there is no such locators like tag name. Leave to this two advanced concept of these two are the advanced concept of locating expert. ID is not there, name is not there, class name is not there, tag name is also not there. Partial link text is there. So let's try with the partial link text if we are able to locate this. By dot partial. So in partial link test, what we generally do, we generally give a part of the text, a part of the link text. Let's suppose instead of writing Kaushik Chatterjee, we will simply write Kaushik. Let's see if with partial link text it is working or not. So for link, there are two locators. Link text where you have to provide the entire text value. Partial link text where you can only specify a part of the text. If these two locators are able to locate, then that is fine. If not, then we have to move to the next stage, that is the XPath.
Even full name also is not entering, no? Full name, first line.
No, it is entering. Let this one maximize. Full name is entering. Now it is not able to click on the link. So it is not able to locate. Now let me remove this space. Now let me try. If this also doesn't work, then there is no option. We have to use XPath only. And generally, we do not use locators. We use XPath only. We use XPath to locate any web element. So XPath is very much important. So apart from Pawan, everybody understanding, right? What is happening today? Yes, no, or sleeping, everybody. Sanjay, Krishna.
No, Sunny. Understood.
Okay, fine.
No.
Okay, Sanjay. What happened? Okay, fine. It worked. See, now it worked. So this is my personal observation. That is, I tried by removing the spaces. Generally, it works. Okay, so due to the that space before Kaushik and after Chatterjee, it was not working. But now you can see it is working. So I have used partial link text and I have removed this space. The partial link text means it will only accept a part of the text. So from that text, I have removed this space and now it has worked. So I have actually practiced a lot on XPath on all these. So that is why I have different workaround
Where you have removed the space? Sorry, I didn't get that.
from this Kaushik Chatterjee field.
Okay, earlier there was space and after Chatterjee, is it?
Like if you see here, this Kaushik Chatterjee value, there is a space, and after Chatterjee, there is a space.
Okay, from
So
where, how you removed from here or from script?
no, I just copied value from here, and from here I have removed this space.
Okay, okay.
So in Selenium, if I say the only challenge is to identify the locating any element. This is the most challenging task because for every topics, the topics are very small. There are some topics which you can finish in 10 minutes, which you can finish in 20 minutes. But the only challenging thing is to locate the web element. So this is the area where you have to practice a lot. If you get an expertise in this area, then Selenium is nothing. Okay, so one workaround I have means I have this is my personal observation which I shared with all of you. Whenever you face regarding links, such kind of thing, just remove the space from there and it will work. Okay, so link is also completed. Now CSS XPath I will cover in the later class. Tag name is something which you can locate with the help of tag name. But that tag name should be unique. Or let's do a program. Let me do this. This is an interview question that you can expect. They will ask you that you can solve with the help of tag name only. Let's see if it works or not. Like in an interview, they will ask you open application and there give me the total count of all the links available in the page. Now this part, till this part, this is common. For any automation script, this part will be common. After that, once it is maximized, uh, I will write driver dot find element by dot tag name. And the tag name, I will specify the tag called A. What is the tag name for a link? That is A. So that is why here I have written A. That I will, we know like web element, find element is will return you the web element interface. So that I have created, and this is the reference variable. Let's see if it is working or not. Now, links. Dot, I think get sizes for dimension, get tag name. Let me call this method get text. Here I am printing all the text value of link. Get text, if you want to know the text value of any web element, for that you have to call this method get text. Okay, sorry, this is I have forgot this one. Now let's understand one more concept. On a page, there can be multiple links, right? There, it is not like there will be only one link. So if you have to locate any one link, any one on any one web element, so for that there is a method called find element. But if you have to locate similar web element, but that has multiple value, that are multiple, for that you have to use find web element, find elements, find all elements within the current page using the given mechanism. If you have to locate only one web element, use find element. If you have to locate similar multiple elements, you have to use find elements. So here we know like there can be multiple links. So we have to write driver dot find find elements. This one you have to call and see its return type is list of web element. Now there is a use of list that we have learned in the collection framework class. Here we have to specify the argument, sorry, by dot tag name. It has a return type list of web element. So you have to create a reference variable. Its type will be web element. In the Java class, we have seen we have used the type as integer and string, but here we are dealing with elements, so the type will be web element. Now, you know, list, if you want to get the total value that are stored in a list, so how you can get that? You have a method called size. In list, there is a method called size that will give you the total value added to the list. So this one will locate all the links that will be referred by this object reference variable. With that, you can call the size method that will give you the total number of link. Let's see if it is working or not. For multiple, this is actually the difference between find element and find elements. Find element is used to locate one single web element, and find elements is used to locate similar kind of multiple web elements. Similar means if it is a link, then only link. If it is a text value, then only text field. It is not the mix like link, button, text field, not. Find elements can locate multiple web elements of similar type. Okay. So see, it has given you the count as 16. That means total 16 links are available on the page. So this is an interview programming question that you can expect. So we have got the total number of links. Now I want to print all the link text value. So for all the link text value, I am going to use for each loop for web element. Now what is for link for each loop? I have already explained in the core Java class.
Sunny,
Okay. Yes.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Like, can we search to total links available in whole website?
No, only the
One
page that
page.
is opened. Yeah, only for that you can get the total number of links.
Okay.
So in order to print the text value of all the 16 links, first of all, I have used this for each loop where I am passing this link one by one. It will assign the link value to this web element reference variable. Why web element? Because this has a type of web element. Now here system.out property, sorry, system.out.println. And if you want to get any text value of any web element, there is a method called get text. So here you will write element dot get next. Okay, now let's run and see, are we getting the text value of all the links or not? Okay, so 16. Some For some of the links there are no text values, so it is coming as blank. 3, then 2, for two links there are no text values, so it is coming as blank. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 links there are, out of 16, 8 links are there where there are text values. So for that you are getting the text value, and for some of them there are no text values, so that is coming as blank. Okay, so that's all for today's class. From next week, first of all, we are going to cover XPath. That is very much important. From there will I will speed up the classes. Like there are so many topics of Selenium, and those are very small topics. So I will be little bit in a speed up mode because we have already completed 1 month. So please be attentive and speed up the pace also. So thank you for all joining. Again, if you have any doubt, you can. Yes,
Sunny, I have
yes,
one
sir.
doubt.
Yes.
That's what like the same thing again. Driver dot find element again. How like the parameter will be accepted as a class that is by class. That logic I just want to know at least.
This one.
No, the see now the parameter can be able to pass the parameter as the class that is by
Uh,
into find element method.
mhm. See, this find
Yeah,
element
that
has a, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, that's what like find element. Like see, usually we'll be passing the parameters, but like
Hmm.
in the Selenium we are passing the by class as well. Uh,
No, no, no. We are not passing by class. We are actually this find element needs a locator. Okay.
yes,
If you see this definition, 1 second. Can we open this find element? So this is the method. Okay. By. Find the first web element using the given method. Its return, its parameter is C. The locating mechanism to use. It is simply saying to use the locating mechanism in the parameter. That means you have to use any of the locator which is available in the by class. That locators, that locators are methods which are defined in the by class. and those methods are static. So in this parameter, you are actually calling the method. Let's suppose ID locator you want to use. So in this find method, you are actually calling the ID method by using by class. ID is an static method. So in order to call a static method, you can call it with the help of a class. Since ID method is defined in a by class, so that is why we are writing by.id. We are actually calling a method in the find element. Here we are actually calling a method. This tag name. Tag name is a method which is static and which are defined in a by class. Any static method you can call with the help of a class. So that is why first of all I'm writing class, then I'm calling the method.
Yeah. Okay. It's clear. And
Okay.
even this, this send keys and even what are
Huh.
the methods we have? It's
Send
calling from web element interface, is it?
send keys is that we have you have to that we have which I actually don't know like where it is. So that you can explore here. Let me type send keys. So after send keys is there, before send keys is there. So for send keys, it didn't ask me to locate to import any package. So before,
Send keys even click also. Click these methods are coming from the which class or
Mhm.
which interface.
I think
And
those
how?
are available in web element. Let me open this package. This is Selenium package. In the Selenium package, we have a web driver. Under this web driver, we have this find element, navigate, manage, quit, store. Okay, so this is not under web driver. That is definitely under web element. So let me open the web element. Web driver. This is the web element.
No, I
Under
think like web element is an interface only. No, web element is an interface.
So in that interface only, this click method is defined. This click, I think send keys, yes, send keys, click. All these are under web element interface.
Yeah, but then the next question here is, see, basically like for calling the find element and find elements from web driver interface, we are implementing those methods in the Chrome driver and using the driver object, I mean reference as a driver variable, then we are calling those methods. But how these
Mhm.
methods will be called? This click and send keys without any object reference.
Oh, okay. So when you are locating this, so this is nothing but a web element. What you are actually locating? You are locating a web element, right? If I go back here, so this driver dot find element. What is that you are actually locating? If you do not write this,
Sorry,
so
can you please
this
come
is
again if you don't?
like if when you are writing driver dot find element byte dot id.
Okay.
So what you are doing here? You are locating a web element,
Yeah, I'm locating a web element, correct?
right? So this is nothing but a web element, and you can see the structure. This click, this send keys, all these methods are defined in a web element. So that is why
Correct.
once you have located any web element, then you can call those methods. Those are defined in a web element interface.
Correct. Like so, without any implementation, without any class, without any
Mhm.
object, so we can call those methods from the interface
Yeah.
directly.
Or you can see if you want you can try to understand with this example. Here you have located, then you have stored in a web element interface reference field, and from here you are calling the send keys.
Correct.
So instead of doing these two separately, you can do it directly.
No, no. So my question here is basically for find elements. If you see the above step, we have wrote like web driver is equal to Chrome driver. Here web driver is an interface. and Chrome driver is a class. So we are implementing those abstract methods in the Chrome driver, and we are using the object, and we are calling those find element and find element methods.
Hmm.
But for click send keys, yeah, just to like reference only we are using. We are not implementing those methods in anywhere in the class and then creating an object, and we are not calling in that way.
So this thing is, first of all, this thing is clear. Like this click and this get name all are available in Webel.
Yeah, some
This
development
thing is clear.
interface. That is
Right.
clear. That is clear.
Now, if we move on to the find element, so what is the return type of find element?
Certain type of find element is like it's
Web element,
web element. Web element.
right? So now if you see this example, once I have located this is the return type of web element. So I have stored in a web element reference variable. This is an
Yes.
interface. Just now we have seen.
Yes.
And now we know like that click method, that send keys method, those are available in this interface.
Correct.
So this is actually returning you this interface. So all the
Okay.
methods defined in this interface, you can call it.
Okay. Okay.
This is once you are writing
So
find
without
element,
any.
it is automatically means
Okay.
like whenever you call any method, it is about to return you something. So here the return type is this web element interface.
Correct. Okay.
So that is why this method send keys, click, you are able to directly call it because it is already returning you the return type of this interface, web element interface. And the methods click and send keys all are defined in this interface only. So that is why you are able to call it without creating any object. These are static methods defined in the web element interface. So once you have reached to the address, you can access that thing. These are available here. So you are getting the return type web element only. So that is why I have shown this option also and this option also. This will help you to understand how actually we are calling send keys or click method. We are calling this method actually from this interface reference variable. You can do this also, or you can directly do this also. Both has the same meaning. This line you will returning, this line is actually returning you web element reference variable, web element reference. Now what you can do, you can create a reference variable or you can directly call the method. Okay. So I would say what the question that I think Pawan has dropped off. So what the question Pawan is actually asking is very important because generally people do not focus on this technical area. So I would suggest sometimes the question that he is asking, even I am not aware of. So I am actually exploring. So it's a good thing that he is actually asking because these are the questions that you can expect in an interview, or it is good to have a very in-depth technical knowledge in Selenium. Like people just know find element, by.id, send keys, but they do not try to think how this send keys and this find element is actually coming. So the question that he is actually asking is correct. So I would suggest all of you to focus on these questions and you also try to explain the different areas. Like getting an expertise in Selenium is to explore the technical area. So these are the actually technical areas. So I hope all of you have understood how this send keys and click method is coming, from where we are calling this.
Yes. Got it.
Yes. So I think that's all for today's class.
Thank
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.